Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to be talking about my gym story and my gym plans. The reason for making this is more for the aspect of progress. It's so you guys can see how far I've come along and how much longer I've got left. Just as a side note, when it comes to gym advice, I know that I am not big at all. In fact, I do know that I have a long way still left to go. This is not meant to be advice, this is meant to be more just my progress, and even though I am still very small, I have made some progress. That's what I want to talk about today. I just wanted to get that out there first and foremost. Again, this is more for progress in the long term. This is not me trying to say this is how you should do everything. This is just more my story. Anyways, let me get started. Okay, so the story starts in August 2015. This is the first time I joined a gym. Well, no, I joined a gym once before when I was younger, but that was just for cardio. I used to go in, do the treadmill, and that's it, nothing else. No, but August 2015 was the first time I joined a gym properly. Now, when I walked into the gym, again, I just wanted to do cardio because I used to do a lot of long distance running, so that was my main strength. At this time, I used to weigh 52 kg exactly, which is, let me do the conversion. So 52 kg was 114 pounds. I was very, very light. I had no muscle on me. When I joined the gym, I just stuck to cardio at this point. Towards the end of August, I started doing very small cable machines. A bicep curl on a cable machine or a tricep pull down. Obviously, I had no idea what form was at this time. I was very weak at this point. I could only do 2.5 kg, 5 pounds on these machines. But, everyone's got to start somewhere, and that's where I started. One day I remember I saw one of my mates at the gym, and so I went over to talk to him, and he was doing the bicep curl on the rope. He could do it on 20 kg, which I think is about 45 pounds, and he was like, oh, let me help you get up to this level. And I was like, oh no, I can't do that level, It was the first time I started lifting at that time. I started using the weighted machines more. No free weights at this point. It's just been machines. And this was for about two and a half weeks. So this brings us into September. This is where I actually met one of my other friends. So this was a guy that was I was in a couple of classes with him. So yeah, I started going with him because I bumped into him one day at the gym, and he said, why don't you just start coming with me and I'll teach you the basics. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, because I was very eager to learn because I was getting into it, but again, I didn't know anything about it. I just kind of went in there, did a few machines and called it a day. And the first thing we ever did was a dumbbell chest press. I remember I really struggled. I did 8 kg on each side, which is, let me convert that into pounds. So I did 17-pound dumbbells. It was very difficult. My form was rubbish, but I enjoyed it. And so I started going with him. And then at the same time, I got a couple of my other friends to join. So I kind of went, with him for half the time. And the other half of the time I would go with my other couple of friends and we would be learning as well. One big thing, which is probably the most important advice I've ever gotten when it comes to gym, and it stuck with me to this day, probably the most important thing I'll say. Most people that I know of, at least, they stopped going to the gym because they felt embarrassed. They felt everyone was staring at them. Trust me, I've not been secure with my body. When I was that small as well, I really, really struggled. And, everyone used to look at me and stuff when I was in the free weight section. And my friend turned around to me and said, don't worry about them. Focus on yourself. They might look at you for a couple of reps. But at the end of the day, you're not going for them. You're going for you. You're going for yourself. You're going to improve. That's one thing I think people need to know, especially people who are new to gyms, because it is a very big step to take. It can cause a lot of issues for some people, especially because you're very self-conscious about your body and you feel other people are looking. But don't worry, please don't worry about the others. You need to worry about yourself. You just go in there, you do you, and that's all you need. Ever since I got that advice, which was probably around October time of 2015, from then on I haven't looked back, and I love going to the gym. I go as much as I possibly can, so I went loads. Fast forward a couple of years to August of 2017. This is when I decided, okay, I now know a bit about gym, but I never really focused on my diet. So August 2017, I weighed 68 kg, and I thought, okay, I'm going to start focusing on my diet. So I focused on my diet until November 2017, and I managed to get up to 74 kg. So that's the biggest change my body's gone through in a long time. So 74 was my highest weight. Also, this is very weird, but when I first started and I did that proper first gym session where I did 8 kg dumbbell chest press, I wanted to do 24 kg dumbbell chest press, and I don't know why I picked that number. It was just a number I had in my head, and during, you know, this period between August and November, I managed to do it. So that was like my original goal, and to get to 70 kg as well, which was massive for me. Obviously from 52 to 74, that is a big amount. There was one time in 2016 where I was sick for about 4 months. I lost quite a bit of weight then, and then December 2017 and January as well, actually, up until a couple of days ago, I got very sick again. I got quite sick December and the first part of January, so I lost all my weight. I'm currently 67.8 kg based on this morning's weigh-in. It's a massive drop. 74, my highest weight, to 67.8 kg. Let me just put that into pounds for you. So 74 kg is 163 pounds, and 67.8 is 149. So I'm currently 149 pounds. It took a big hit on me, you know, losing that much weight, considering I was a lot bigger, and it actually started to look like I lift. For it all to go, you know, especially being so recent as well. As I said, a couple of days ago was when I started to get better, and today has been my first gym session in ages, and I've lost a lot of gain. It is a lot lost. This is why I do think it's probably the best time to make a video, because you now know, you know, my journey, and now I've started again, basically, from the bottom. Yeah, and I'm gonna make back my muscle. Even though I am focusing a lot on my weight, I am gonna be eating a lot healthier in terms of, like, I'm doing a lean bulk, but it's not gonna be entirely clean. I do need a few cheat meals here and there, just to kind of keep me sane, but it's actually also for health purposes as well. So I'm gonna implement change slowly instead of going, you know, just really quickly. I need to charge my camera, hold on. Welcome back. Sorry that the camera angle has changed slightly. This is the only angle I can get where I can charge my camera at the same time as filming. But I think I've summed up my story so far. And I'm now going to talk to you about my plan. I am going to quickly talk about a scan I did December time. I'm going to just pull up the results. Okay, so I did something called a body track scan. So it kind of takes in loads of different measurements. One of the measurements it takes is how you compare to, like, everyone else. Someone of my age and height, I am the standard, and they give you this graph and everything, and I'm just a little bit left of, like, dead center. Yeah, so right now my body type is the standard. Although this was when I was 70 kg. Just bear in mind that all of these percentages is when I weighed 70 kg. So right now I'm probably under exercised with the amount that I've lost. In terms of fat, I keep most of my fat or my stomach area, so that's one thing I desperately need to work on. I keep a little bit in my legs and my arms, not so much. In terms of muscle, my arms are exactly the same. My legs, there's a very small difference between the two, so they're very similar. I think I was 15.2% body fat at the time, but it did go up to 17%. Now let me talk to you about my plan. So this is now my gym plan. My first aim is to get back to 70 kg. I'm going to start doing a very lean bulk now. So it's going to be majority clean, but I'm going to also have some foods that I enjoy as well in there. That's going to be the first thing. It's going to take me a few weeks to perfect the macro ratio. My training split is push-pull leg, push-pull cardio. My rest days, this is going to be a tough one, but I think I'm going to take rest days when I need them. But at the same time, I understand, and one of my flaws is I don't take enough rest days. Probably going to have to start penciling in rest days. For now, it's just going to be as and when I need them. Because I know I need them. I'm so active, I hate taking them. So it's just one of those things where I will need to see how that goes. Obviously with dieting, as I said, I am improving my diet, but instead of doing a complete cut of everything bad, I'm gonna slowly change because I've tried cutting everything out completely and my body just doesn't react to it very well. So I'll do it more slow. Then macros, it's going to be high protein, high carb, low fat. Well, that's the aim anyway. But yeah, obviously I'm going to be documenting my journey. My aim is to get to a very athletic build, so more muscle, but yes, my aim is to put on more muscle and then get leaner. I'll document all of it so you guys can see. Because I have been sick, that's the reason why not put out as much. Now that I'm on the road to recovery, I will be able to do a lot more. It will be fun, it will be a long journey, and I will make a lot more mistakes. I know I will. So this is more so you can see what type of mistakes I make and then you can avoid them, because that would be really helpful. You know, if you don't make the same mistakes I do, that would be really useful. I'm going to wrap up the video here. If you liked it, then please subscribe. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed it and I will see you in the next one.